I'm Francis, the artist, but in this case, I would say more like the person who started this 2 to 3 decades investigation about the whereabouts of this particular image, being the Fabiola painting. The backstory is quite simple. I mean, I was back in '94, finding myself in Belgium at the time and wanting to put together a collection of copies of iconic works, if you want. And whereas I found a couple potato eaters and Mona Lisas, I came across on the same market the same image in 2 different stands. A few weeks later, I went back to a different market and I again saw just one of these images and I decided to purchase it. But it turned out that it started appearing again periodically over the next months, years, in different parts of the world. The collection really started as a personal curiosity and a bit of a hobby to have this kind of like repetition of the same image by different amateur painters, Sunday painters, as you call them.
She lived in the 4th century in Rome, and she married a well-to-do man who was abusive and divorced him and married again. And the second husband died. Mm-hmm. She became Christian, she converted, and then did penance for the sin of divorce. And with the money she had inherited, or she devoted her life to charitable works and founded a hospital. And then her life was written by Saint Jerome almost contemporaneously. She was canonized in the 5th century and then basically forgotten until the Roman Catholic revival swept Europe. And in Britain, the Cardinal Wiseman, who was high in the Catholic Church, wrote this Life of Fabiola, which was given to all young girls. It became a bestseller.
The Fabiola was Jean-Jacques Henner's moment of grace. I mean, it's really the one image that will survive him. He's mostly minor figure of the even I would say the French 19th century art history. The original disappeared early 20th century, somewhere around 1918, 1919.
Or possibly in the San Francisco earthquake?
Possibly. So the original, it's an image that survived only through its reproduction. Would it be mechanical or would it be hand-painted? So it adds a little bit to the kind of mystery and romantic aspect of the story. I believe on the main wall 410 and probably another 60, 70 on the tables, plus a few dispersed here and there in the permanent collection. The presentation at the Byzantine Chapel is quite unique in the sense that it's one panel. We've never done a one-panel presentation before. So each new setting, each new layout is a discovery as much for us as it can be for the spectator. I mean, it's a very different approach to see them all at once, in the sense that there is definitely a loss of a certain kind of discovery and maybe playfulness. But there is a sort of gain in terms of like having an impact, a shock when you enter the space and seeing the endless repetition of that one image. I can only hope that the viewer will take the time to get over the repetition first impression and actually start looking at the differences, because it's all about difference. The more you look at them, the more you pick up the different interpretations and projections of each woman's profile. But that is not for me to say. I mean, we'll see how the public reacts once the show will be ongoing, if you want.